Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 NFL player prop picks for Week 4 in the NFL. Alongside my co-host Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville, and it was a huge week for us in Week 3. We were 5-0 on this show, so that means I get to put on my money shades and fire off the money gun. If you tailed us, congratulations. Also, we have a contest on this podcast where if we get all 5 of our prop bets right, one randomly selected commenter wins $200. And if you tuned into the show on Monday, we did in fact give out a winner. The winner was Eddie Jimenez, 3263. He claimed his prize money, so congrats. If you want to be a winner like Eddie, all you need to do is make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below, and you're in it to win it. Hopefully we can deliver once again here in Week 4. It's crazy that it's already Week 4. I feel like the season just started, but now we've got an exciting season. We got Taylor Swift as a fan on board, and she's going to be in the house for the Jets-Chiefs game, and so is Don Sommerville. That's my dad, for those who are wondering. It's going to be a great Week 4. Tyler, what do you think?
I'm much more excited to hear that Don Sommerville will be there than Taylor Swift.
Yes.
So let's go, Don. Have fun.
Tyler tried to implement a rule that we couldn't talk about Taylor Swift on the show. So you know what? I just dropped it.
I did.
Not only did I drop it into
failed.
this show, but I also dropped it into the other one too. So that only, encouraged me further. So if you have any comments
attempt
about
failed, but hey, if you don't try, you're always going to fail, right?
Exactly. And hey, we welcome Swifties to our channel. If you are a Swiftie, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below, enter into our contest. We've been crushing it lately in the prop market, and that's because we're using the PropsAI tool. It's available on the LineStar app, and it is a tool that will help you find the best value in the prop market, compares all the lines out there to our LineStar projections. So it's a really great tool. It's like all your research in one place, so it really helps out. All right, so let's get into our picks for Week 4. And we're going to start things off with Indianapolis Colts running back Zach Moss, over 66.5 rushing yards. Moss has gone over this the last 2 games. He had 122 rushing yards against a good Baltimore defense back in Week 3. He had 88 against Houston in Week 2. Now he's going up against a Rams defense that ranks 29th in rush defense DVOA. Tyler, when you look at the running backs that the Rams have faced, we had Kenneth Walker have at least 64. Christian McCaffrey had 116. Mixon had 65. And when I look at this Indianapolis Colts team, I definitely think they're going to be leaning into the run game. And Zach Moss is a guy who seems to have accepted the RB1 role in the absence of Jonathan Taylor. What do you think about his prospects for hitting the over on this 66.5 line?
Yeah, the main thing with running back is you need opportunity, you need volume, and he's getting just that. He has a gigantic workload. He's going against the Rams, which is a good matchup for him. He's been over the last couple weeks. I think he goes over again this week.
All right, so that's our first one. Next one, we're going to the Los Angeles Chargers. And Mike Williams out for the season, torn ACL. However, that does create some opportunities for some other guys on that Chargers offense, including Joshua Palmer. So we're looking at him for one of our props this week, over 43.5 receiving yards. With Mike Williams out for the season, this opens up a lot of opportunity for Palmer. And going up against the Las Vegas Raiders, who rank 31st in pass defense DVOA versus wide receiver 2. How do you evaluate this line for Palmer here?
Yeah, I really like the spot for Palmer. We saw last year that, while he didn't have gigantic games as the wide receiver 2, he was consistent and he, was right around that 50, 60-yard mark. And I think he's going to do it right once again this year, especially early in the season before Quentin Johnston really gets going. Mike Williams left a 22% target share, wide open for the taking. And I think Palmer is the guy that's going to take it.
Yeah, we also liked a couple other Chargers props. If you haven't already checked out our Underdog Fantasy picks, we have a show that's specific to Underdog Fantasy and the lines on that app. So you can check that out. We had Justin Herbert. Tyler, you had Justin Herbert's over on passing yards. And we also like Keenan Allen as well. But for this show, we're going to lean into Joshua Palmer over 43.5 receiving yards. Next up, to another pretty good receiver, Bengals wide receiver, Jamar Chase, over 82.5 receiving yards. Chase finally exploded for 141 receiving yards against the Rams. 2022, this was a guy who was averaging 87 receiving yards per game. And this week, I love this matchup, Tyler, going up against the Tennessee Titans, who just have not been able to stop opposing wide receiver ones. They actually ranked dead last in pass defense, DVOA versus wide receiver one. That kind of takes into account the quality of opponent. When you look at the wide receivers the Titans have faced, Chris Olave, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, all have over 110 receiving yards. And now you're having Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in the game and most talented. I got to think that this line, we got to hammer the over here, right?
Absolutely. Last year, one of the big things on this, what we were doing, we were picking on the Chiefs wide receiver one. Mm-hmm. I think the Titans are the new Chiefs, where we're going to just keep going back to them and pick on them. Look, Cincinnati hasn't looked great, but we know Jamar Chase is a great talent. And he's in a matchup that he can absolutely destroy him. So I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the Bengals offense hasn't been as spectacular, I guess, to start the season as we anticipated. Joe Burrow's a little bit banged up. But even considering that, I still like the over here, especially because of basically just because of this matchup and how beneficial it has been to wide receiver ones over the past few weeks. So we're just going to lean into this trend of wide receiver ones against the Tennessee Titans until it doesn't pay off anymore. But for right now, it's been cashing for us week in and week out. Now it's time for us to pick our props for this week. Tyler, what is your favorite NFL prop bet for week 4?
I got to go with a rookie sensation in Tank Dell over 44.5 receiving yards. It's minus 125 in sportsbooks. Look, I think he is just an extremely good young wide receiver. His snap counts are on the rise. He's had 8.5 targets per game over the last 2 weeks. And he's a trusted weapon for Stroud in a matchup where they're going to need to get the ball out quick. And when that happens, you're checking down to the slot quite a lot, which should be Tank Dell.
How about the Texans and CJ Stroud as kind of a surprise coming into this season? It's been a fun team to kind of watch.
Very much so.
All right, for my prop bet, ever since Aaron Rodgers went down after the 4th play of the game, I have been all over fading the Jets. Yes, I'm a Jets fan, but I just have to accept where the math is going in this one, and that is not good for Zach Wilson and the Jets offense. Zach Wilson under 175.5 passing yards for me this week because Zach Wilson's averaging 156 passing yards per game. Granted, yes, he has faced 3 teams that are top 5 in passing yards allowed, but Kansas City this weekend, they rank 6th. They've had a good pass defense to start the season. And when you look at Zach Wilson in this offense, it's been just putrid. And I've watched enough Zach Wilson, Tyler, to tell you that this is not a number that he's going to go over. I've been fading the Zach Wilson lines since he came in for Aaron Rodgers in week 1, and it's been profitable. I've actually had a ticket that fades the Jets week in and week out. As much as it pains me as a Jets fan, I mean, at least I could make money off of it, right? So we're going to keep fading Zach Wilson because, quite frankly, I don't even know that he's going to make it through this game. They brought in Trevor Siemian as a backup in this one, and I think the leash is going to be they're going to be out there booing him right out of the gate if he can't get something going offensively. In that game against the Patriots, he looked absolutely lost. There was one play where he just sat down because defenders were swarming in on him, and he just sat down. And so I think that the locker room is not super happy with how many chances that he's getting. Granted, the Jets don't have a lot of options, right? But I think that Zach Wilson has been struggling tremendously. I think his confidence is absolutely shot right now. So I would be shocked if he goes over this line. For right now, the play for me and the Jets is just fading Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, but I got to do it.
Got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do. So that's the bet I'm taking as my dad sits in a suite next to Taylor Swift at MetLife Stadium.
I want the selfie, Don.
I swear, if I get a selfie from my dad or like a text from my dad being like, hey, I'm hanging out with Taylor Swift. Oh, man, that would just be so funny. But anyways, I know Tyler's like super disappointed, but that he's not the one hanging out with Taylor Swift in the suite, as you can probably imagine. He's number one Swiftie over here, right, Tyler?
Just love. love.
The question that's popping up on social media is this for publicity or is this for love? What do you think, Tyler? Do you want to weigh in on that, or do you not want to?
I do not want to weigh in.
He's like, I'm not. No comment.
I don't care. I'm not getting attacked by a Swiftie.
Well, I'll tell you what. I did take the over on Travis Kelce receiving yards. I'm not going against Swifties, okay? There's also this thread on like Twitter and stuff of Taylor Swift fans teaching each other football. And so, hey, before you know it, they're going to be here on the LineStar YouTube channel taking our props. So, hey, Travis Kelce's not a bad play either. The way to get to the Jets and that good defense is over the middle of the field. I'm just saying, Travis Kelce's in a really good spot this week against the Jets.
He is in a good spot.
Just all I'm saying. All right. You can find our picks on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, Chalkboard. They're all really great apps. And especially if you're in a state like I am in California where you can't legally sports bet, these are ways they fall under the jurisdiction of daily fantasy sports. So it's a great way to play. So make sure to check those out and use the promo code LineStar when you do, and you'll get up to $100 of your first deposit matched. And do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. Not only does it help the algorithm, but it also helps you out because you're entered into our prop bets contest. If we hit all 5 of our props, someone's winning $200 once again. Do I have any more money in there?
I like
the money gun's getting work this week. I'm just saying.
Let's keep giving it out.
Let's keep it rolling. Good luck, everybody, in all of your prop betting endeavors. If you have any questions, if the lines have moved, drop them in the comments. We'll try to get back to you and tell you whether or not we still endorse a certain prop. So make sure to do that as well. Good luck. Bet responsibly. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.